Taylor Watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everyone.
Hello to everyone. You know what I just realized? First of all, if you're watching us on YouTube, we are wearing our new merch, Boots on the Ground. So cute. Yeah, show 'em. Cutie boots. Boots. That's my ego. Boots. Yeah. Love. Boots on the Ground obviously can be found at the Barstool Sports Store or in our bios. Although it was brought to our attention that if you search Taylor Watch on the store and the podcasts were not there, you got to search it in the merch store search bar, not like through podcasts.
Got it.
So if you're having a hard time looking for it, but we will be linking it, so no worries.
Yeah.
And I'm also realizing we didn't put our backdrops behind us today because the what is it? The ivy, whatever.
Oh, the ivy?
Whatever it is. It's like willow. The willow stuff that's on it was just like falling off and looking like shit, and I need to fix it, but haven't fixed it. So now I realize we're like white on white.
Oh, shit. Oh my God,
that.
you're so right.
So we're looking pale today.
Pale and ghastly, but what are you going to do?
Sorry about it. I'm currently fighting through a potential concussion. Some girl just whacked me in the face with her purse on the subway.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
And, I thought that Kelly got like attacked in the street. I was like,
she was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like whatever. And to be honest, like it felt like I was attacked in the street. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
But feeling okay. But if you guys start to hear me slurring, then just know that I know what's up.
I said to Kelly, I was like, if you start feeling like disoriented, like we'll stop. Just let me know.
Yeah. I think that I just need for my
coffee
to fit in.
She's a hard worker. She pushes through.
It's like I can't let the fans down. We're already recording on a Thursday. It's already a little late. Like we gotta, it's just we gotta be here for the crew. Yeah. And there are people who are worse off than me today, and I am of course talking about poor Britney Spears. I have to bring her up immediately. Like I just read that like on the way down. Like I wasn't looking at social media this morning.
It really is just a really it's tragic shame.
Yeah,
because it's like she had that whole conservatorship.
I know.
Then she was freed, and then people were like, "Should we have freed her?"
Right. It became like a moral,
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Maybe she was under the conservatorship for a reason.
And she totally was. But I think ultimately, like, yes, society was like, free Britney, but the court system freed Britney. Like, we didn't free Britney. So the court system saw fit, then it was fine. Maybe she's having a hard time now, seemingly, but it said she was handcuffed by California Highway Patrol officers in Ventura County at 9:30 p.m. and booked early Thursday morning around 3 a.m.
Was she speeding?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It just says. But wow, she wasn't booked for 6 more hours?
Then maybe they made her sit in the drunk tank.
Although people are saying, like, don't believe everything you read. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that we're thinking of Britney.
Maybe it's Mr. Spears setting her up.
Perhaps.
And putting her in the wrong place at the right time.
Jamie Spears says, time's up. You've got to get back on my conservatorship. I'm going to frame you. Who the fuck knows? But all I know is that we're praying for Britney.
Death to all of them.
Death to all of them, really.
Yeah.
Like, forget it. Like, someone help this girl. Like, help this girl in a way that's not possessive, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? But bringing her up because...
Hope she's okay.
I know, us too. Or me too. I think...
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, us too. No, I really do. I hope that she's well.
Yeah, me too.
But I think that it's not appropriate, but it is interesting that this news is coming out today because we have a little surprise. We're doing a deep dive today.
Yes.
And we are doing the 1989 deep dive today.
Yes, so excited.
Which, of course, the pop Bible.
Pop Bible.
So we gotta get our pop girlies. Maybe Brittany will hear this episode in when she gets home.
Inspired.
And she'll feel inspired. She'll be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
I'm the pop queen. In the meantime, Taylor's going to hold the crown. So we're going to do a 1989 deep dive today, which is so fun. Before we get into that, though, we did see rumors swirling. Another music video on the way.
Yes.
People are saying it all the time. People think Selena's going to be in it.
Ooh.
People are like, Selena Gomez is going to star in that Elizabeth Taylor music video. That's my corner of Twitter right now.
Ooh, I didn't see anything about that. I've just been seeing, lots of rumors swirling. Like, all those random Twitter accounts that like come out of the woodwork, like Pop Insider or like like you know what I mean, like
like the fake ass.
Music Insider, Nostradamus 101. You're like, okay, they're like a Taylor Swift music video is imminent. And it's like, who's saying this? But I believe it.
I do too. For some reason, it just seems likely, so I'm gonna believe it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if she's clearly paying attention to the records, and I think she wants this album to be as big as 1989 or like be the biggest album she's had. So
absolutely,
the best way to do that is to do music videos like when you put out a new single. So
definitely, especially when you've got a lot of bangers for music videos. Like I would say most of the songs on Showgirl would be fantastic in a music video.
Totally.
So you can kind of choose from everything. Do we think so? Everybody's saying Elizabeth Taylor, and I kind of agree. But wouldn't it be sick if it was father figure?
I would love that. I could see that maybe as like the fourth. Right. Fingers crossed. Right.
I just want to see her like in a mahogany room, like throwing her dick on the table, you know? Like I'm dying to see that.
Totally. Like just being an absolute boss.
Yeah.
I would love to see that too. I think the conception or the different ideas for that could be really cool.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see her dressed up as like a man again.
Me too.
That was really funny.
I love when she does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that potentially on the horizon. We've got Travis Kelce following Noah Khan. Ooh, what does it mean?
Travis Kelce collab on the new Noah Khan album.
He's the remix master. So who the fuck knows? If no, you know, we're getting a Noah remix
of Noah Khan. That would sound like actual garbage.
I would be so curious what that would be. But yeah, maybe they just met and are friendly.
Vermont. It's the season of the sticks.
It'd be so good.
Yeah.
I do love Noah. But
Me too.
They also may have just like met at golf. I feel like Noah Khan is always a big golf guy, and Travis was out on playing golf again. Everybody's playing golf in the off season.
Yeah, and Noah's spoken very highly of Taylor before, so he's a good person to have around. It seems like good friends with Gracie, all the peeps.
Love him. So we've got that. We have reminder: Harry Styles' new album comes out tomorrow.
Yes,
woo!
Technically tonight.
Yeah. I'm so fucking excited.
Me too.
I just miss Harry and love Harry, and he's been, I feel like he's also in like a weird spot in his life. Like did you see that quote about Liam?
Yeah. And, did you watch the interview?
I didn't watch the whole. It's
really good. You should watch it.
Okay, I'll watch.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he's doing his best, and I know we're proud of him. We love him.
Very proud of him. Always love him down.
Yep.
So excited. Very excited to hear what it sounds like, and dance.
Yeah, I'm gonna dance my ass off.
Yeah,
absolutely dance my ass off. Lastly, I don't know if you guys. Well, we've talked, I think, about the A Court of Thorns and Roses series before on this show. We, of course, have our book club with Rhea and Fran as well, and we're not doing any of those books in our book club currently. I think it would be hard because we've already read it, except for Rhea. I don't think Rhea's read them. So maybe she'll get them.
She can read them.
Yeah,
on
maybe
the side
she'll get them on the side. But I'm bringing this all up because if you are a Sarah J. Maas fan, she did an interview with Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy, and it was unbelievable, absolutely incredible. I watched it last night. She's so interesting. Like I've never seen her do an interview before, so
honestly,
I don't know if she has.
I don't even know if I've ever even seen a picture of her. Like, she's not what I thought she looked like at all.
She's 39, and which I was like, oh my god, she's like my age.
Chicken.
Like what?
Yeah,
it's crazy. So and she's got 2 kids, and she dives deep into a lot of her emotions while writing the books. And credit to Alex Cooper, she asked a lot of good book specific questions because she is a fan of the books. So she and her friends were like coming up with these questions, she said, and she answers a lot. She talks a lot about her life, but the big reveal was that she's got 2 more books coming.
Hell yeah!
October 27th is ACOTAR 6, and January 12th is ACOTAR 7.
Crazy.
And then there's gonna be a third because she's writing them in like parts. She wants it in 4 parts. So part 1 comes out in October. Parts 2 and 3 are January, and then part 4, she says, has yet to be written, but it's like coming out, whatever.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting interview if you're into that. Very long too.
Did she say anything about Throne of Glass?
Oh yeah, she was. Well, no, not about the not about more stuff coming.
Yeah, I think that series ended well.
She said that she is not sure. Alex was like, do you find yourself like revisiting those characters? And she was like, honestly, I've not thought about it in that way, but I do think about them all the time.
Right.
So it was like maybe she will do something with it.
I would be fine if she never touched it again, honestly. It's such a perfect series in my eyes.
Did you know that she wrote? I didn't know that she wrote that book starting at like 16. She's been writing that book like her whole life, Throne of Glass.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like her thing.
I mean, it's It's
an epic. Like it really is. And then ACOTAR, she said, just poured out of her like while she was doing edits for, I think, Kingdom of Ash or something.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was a cool thing. She also said that she's working working on a new Crescent City book as well. I liked Crescent City. I thought it was funny. It's just so different than the others.
It's so different. I just really couldn't get into it. I liked it by the end of the first one.
Yeah.
And then for some reason the second one was just like so difficult for me to get through. Like I DNF'd it, which is like rare for me.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't do it. Like
I'm with you.
The emailing and like the phone calls, it's like too realistic. I'm like, you can't be an angel, vampire, demon, and then send an email.
And also be emailing.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
She was talking about how that's kind of her thing. Like she, when writing these books, will think about like, what if I'm on this mountain in Prithian and I'm saving the world and then I get my period? Like she like taught. It was very funny. You gotta watch the interview. But I think, or she did also mention that all of the stories are going to keep like crossing over. And they kind of like tie back into each other.
Because
so I think that's really cool too.
There was some sort of ACOTAR and Crescent City crossover. Yeah. I never got to that part in Crescent City, but I remember hearing about it.
It was pretty sick. I would say that part of Crescent City, like towards the end, it's that made up for like the boring part.
Right,
It caught up eventually. But anyway, so just needed to sound the alarm for all of the ACOTAR stands. Very, very exciting stuff. And we will definitely be talking about that on the show.
So do you think we're going to get Lucian and what's the other sister's name? Elaine.
So she was not very forthcoming about all that, which tells me she basically was like, you'll see. And that's, but she did talk about how there are certain, like she referenced how Rhysand's mother and his father were mated but didn't really get along or were kind of rejected because they remember in the story they talk about how they like were mates but they like were toxic, and so it kind of sounds like she's gonna explore Elaine's area. Like she talked a little bit about how like she was at this cottage and she was gardening and she was thinking about Elaine and like whatever. So I have a feeling.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I love that whole story.
I would like to know more about Elaine. I feel like she kind of gets a rip of like being boring, and I don't agree with that.
I think she's got stuff to uncover.
Yeah.
I coincidentally have been re-listening to it. I'm halfway through Mist and Fury. I didn't even know this interview was coming.
I want to do that too. I want to reread those series. I want to reread the Throne of Glass series.
I realized that I kind of forget everything that happened in Throne of Glass, like, but it's just such a, you really got to commit.
Yeah, it's so thick.
Right. But anyway, so all the book girlies out there, fantasy girlies out there, that's on the horizon.
Stuff.
And we're all excited.
Yes,
and that's
very excited.
That I would say is pretty much it. Well, Gia, now that I'm injured, I am looking forward to heading home after we're finishing this up and just snuggling right back up in my Boll and Branch sheets. It's a rainy day in New York. It's a good day to catch up on some rest and to feel better. And I think Boll and Branch is always there for me in those moments.
Yes.
Comforting.
Boll and Branch is seriously the best. We say this every time, but we have found an escape that we don't have to leave home for, all with the thanks to Boll and Branch. With the finest organic cotton woven to the highest level of care, our bed has become a deeply comforting retreat anytime that it's there when we need it. These sheets are artisan woven with the finest 100% organic cotton with a difference in craftsmanship you can immediately feel. We actually got a comment on our YouTube episode on Tuesday. Someone said that they love their Boll and Branch sheets.
Oh, amazing.
And they love their waffle blankets.
Yes.
So
it's the truth, y'all. Listen. We have a lot of besties on the pod. Boll and Branch is a motherfucking bestie.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
We love they really
Boll and
do it right. And, we wouldn't be saying this if we didn't believe it to be true. They really have exceptional softness with the finest organic cotton. It's breathable warmth that you need. And the finishing details feel personal to you. There's so many colors, from cool blues and warm neutrals to deeply romantic purples. Boll and Branch's signature sheets have a comfort and quality beyond imagination. So discover softness beyond your wildest dreams with Boll and Branch. Get 15% off your first set of sheets plus free shipping and returns at bollandbranch.com/TaylorWatch. That's bollandbranch.com/TaylorWatch to take 15% off. Exclusions apply. Yeah.
Outside of this deep dive we're about to do, and look at this stack Gina's
got.
I know. I'm loving
big. It is one-sided, so
good.
It's not double-sided, so it would be half of this if it was, but yes, I definitely came prepared.
Hell yeah. I'm loving it. Very excited. I was listening to the album last night and all the way this morning when I got nailed in the face during Say Don't Go.
Yeah.
So now I'm
why you have to
literally it's like, why'd you have to leave me? Like, I swear to God, like
That's hilarious.
Holy shit. So now this day will live in infamy. But yes, 1989 by Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Taylor Swift.
I figured we should start with the prologue, like what she opens the album with, because I feel like it describes this album very well.
Definitely.
So she said, "These songs were once about my life. They are now about yours. I was born in Reading, Pennsylvania on December 13th, 1989. In the world we live in, much is said about when we are born and when we die. Our birthday is celebrated every year to commemorate the very instance we came into the world, and a funeral is held to mark the day we leave it. But lately I've been wondering, what can be said of all the moments in between our birth and our death? The moments when we are reborn. The debate over whether people change is an interesting one for me to observe, because it seems like all I ever do is change. All I ever do is learn from my mistakes so I don't make the same ones again. Then I make new ones. I know people can change because it happens to me little by little every day. Every day I wake up as someone slightly new. Isn't it wild and intriguing and beautiful to think that every day we are new? For the last few years, I've woken up every day not wanting but needing to write a new style of music. I needed to change the way I told my stories and the way they sounded. I listened to a lot of music from the decade in which I was born and listened to my intuition that it was a good thing to follow this gut feeling. I was also writing a different storyline than I ever told you before. I wrote about moving to the loudest and brightest city in the world, the city I'd always been overwhelmed by, until now.
Ooh.
I think you have to know who you are and what you want in order to take on New York and all of its blaring truth.
Who you want.
Oh, yeah.
Boys and girls and girls.
I wrote about the thrill I got when I finally learned that love, to some extent, is just a game of cat and mouse. I wrote about looking back on a lost love and understanding that nothing good comes without loss and hardship and constant struggle. But there is no riding off into the sunset like I used to imagine. We're never out of the woods because we are always going to be fighting for something. I wrote about love that comes back to you when you just thought it was lost forever, and how some feelings never go out of style. Ooh. I wrote about an important lesson. I know, I kind of have chills.
Style mentioned.
Yeah. I wrote about an important lesson I learned recently, that people can say whatever they want about me, but they can't make me lose my mind. I've learned how to shake things off.
Facts.
I've told you my stories for years now. Some have been about coming of age. Some have been about coming undone. This is a story about coming into your own, and as a result, coming alive.
Wow.
I hope you know that you've given me the courage to change. I hope you know that who you are is who you choose to be, and that whispers behind your back don't define you.
Wow.
You are the only person who gets to decide what you will be remembered for. From the girl who said she would never cut her hair or move to New York or find happiness in a world where she's not in love. Love, Taylor.
Chills by the
end.
I know. That's amazing.
Very good prologue. And
really
I feel like
good prologue.
Completely describes 1989 as an album.
Absolutely. Describes it as an album, but I also think that, like, 1989 to me is about Taylor, of course, but similar to the way that Sex and the City, they always say, like, New York is the fifth friend or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like New York is so woven throughout this album, not only in the literal sense, but also in a way that the like hustle and bustle feeling, that like desperation to find yourself and figure your shit out, but also the confidence to like be in a new space. I feel like that all just comes through on this album, especially with like it being technically her first foray in pop. Like, Red obviously had pop undertones, but ultimately this was like her new arrival, Yeah,
totally.
And I think that coupling it with New York, and New York having the energy that it does, it's almost like she electrified it with New York,
Yeah. And I feel like the mindset she has behind this album is kind of like, everything's kind of going wrong, but I can still get through it. Like,
totally.
We're still going to dance. And I feel like that's kind of like the mindset you have to have living in the city. It's like,
absolutely.
The city can eat you up and spit you out, but like if you kind of...
That's part of the magic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you're willing to, like, I feel like you come to New York because you're ready to be faced with some challenges.
Yeah.
Like, you don't come here to have an easy time. You know, like, nobody is like, oh yeah, New York City, that's going to be a breeze. Like, it's not, and it never will be, but that's what makes you strong, I think.
Totally.
I just love New York. I'm going to cry like multiple times about New York this whole time.
It's just the best city ever.
Love New York.
So 1989 was released on October 27, 2014 through Big Machine Records. She said, the inspiration behind this record, I was listening to a lot of late 80s pop pop. I really loved the chances they were taking, how bold it was. It was apparently a time of limitless potential. The idea that you could do what you want, be what you want. The idea of endless possibility was kind of a theme in the last 2 years of my life.
Wow.
It won 3 Grammys at the 58th Grammy Awards in 2016. It won Album of the Year, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best Music Video.
Hell yeah.
For Bad Blood.
For Bad Blood.
Yeah,
I would have
know.
thought Blank Space for sure.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, it was Bad Blood.
Okay.
And that was the second time she's ever won Album of the Year, and the album received 10 total nominations.
Wow.
Obviously, as we all know, this was the pop Bible. It was literally the biggest pop album.
People went nuts for this. Like, I remember in real time it coming out, and like, I just feel like the response to it was like, oh, I thought Taylor Swift did country music. Like, everybody really suddenly came to and gave it a try, because she really was so shoehorned into the country genre for so long. And so people were accepting of it. They liked her cut hair. They were like, she's got a new look and a new sound.
Yeah,
and it was just like, that's all anybody could talk about. And it was so good.
So yeah, it really transformed her success from country singer-songwriter to worldwide pop phenomenon. It was the second album to spawn 5 or more U.S. top 10 singles in the 2010s decade. It made Swift the second woman to have 2 albums score 5 U.S. top 10 hits, and its singles received heavy rotation on the U.S. radio, and it was described as a kind of cultural omnipresence that's rare for a 2010s album by Billboard, said that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that album that you
Billboard.
just couldn't escape.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was like that. Like, it's the amount of times that I heard "Shake It Off" in that time, in that year, was unprecedented.
Yeah.
Like, and to be honest, like, I was playing "Shake It Off" every day. Like, it just was so good. But it really was in every commercial. It was in every playing in the stores that you were in, playing in the, wherever you were, it was playing.
Yeah, so she produced it with Max Martin, Shellback, Jack Antonoff, Ryan Tedder, Nathan Chapman, and Imogen Heap.
Love Imogen. Love all those people, but love Imogen especially.
And then it says its 1980s inspired synth pop production incorporates dense synthesizers, programmed drum machines, and processed electronic backing vocals, abandoning the acoustic arrangement that characterized Swift's past albums. So just a very big sound change for her. And then it was promoted by the 1989 World Tour, which was the highest grossing tour of 2015. And she also had 7 singles released from that album, which was 3 Hot 100 #1, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood. And then most of them hit the top 10, like Style and Wildest Dreams. 1989 spent 11 weeks atop the Billboard 200 and was certified 14 times platinum. And also, you have to keep in mind that Taylor and Big Machine withheld this album from streaming services for 3 years.
Yes.
So this was not on Spotify or anything of that nature.
Nope. Well, you had to buy it on, you had to buy it.
Yeah.
Because I remember buying it on Apple.
Yeah. And that kind of totally changed the course of artists getting fair pay on streaming and all of that stuff. She really shook up the industry with that.
Yeah. I also think at the time, I'm not sure I was listening to Spotify at the time in 2014. I don't think I got on that Spotify grind till 2016.
Yeah, I might have been. Yeah, I want to say 2015, 2016 is when I got onto Spotify.
Apple Music still definitely existed, but then that was the big conversation, right, with Apple Music about paying artists fairly and whatever. But yeah. Interesting.
So this was the order of the singles release was Shake It Off first in August 18th of 2014, then Blank Space, then Style, then Bad Blood, then Wildest Dreams, and Out of the Woods, and then New Romantics.
So good.
And then alongside of this, like you said, a lot of media scrutiny, a lot of people talking about her new look, her how she's dressing, who she's hanging out with, because a lot of the time that she spent promoting 1989, she was kind of trying to not abandon, but get rid of that narrative of her being slut shamed all the time, basically.
Yes.
And being like, okay, so I'm just gonna hang out with my girlfriends, and then the squad came about.
She had like a girl gang,
Yeah.
like it was her. It was pretty much everybody that was in the Bad Blood music video were her best friends at the time.
Yeah.
And you would not see Taylor Swift go anywhere without them. Like, it was the only time you would see Taylor alone is if she was going to the gym. And she was always wearing an outfit. I'd like every paparazzi shot from that time is so funny. It's like Taylor Swift's going to the gym. But she was never in gym clothes. She was always in like the cutest outfit you've ever seen. With like a tiny purse.
Yeah, and like
a crop top,
high-waisted skirt.
High-waisted skirt, crop top every time. Her cute little bob going. But it was like, I would say, and I don't know if she as a person would agree with this, but I would say it's like the most I've ever seen her out and about in the time that she's been a celebrity.
Yes.
Besides now. Like, I feel like right now.
She was at every award show with her friends. She was out and about always with her friends.
She was always out to eat. She was always partying, always like, but not partying in a way where it's like, oh, she's out of control. There was just always pictures of her with her friends.
Yeah, yeah. She was always, she had a very lively social life.
Oh, yeah.
And people did
Victoria's
not like
Secret fashion show.
Yes.
Like all kinds of shit.
Totally.
Yeah, people hated it. People wanted to be like, what's wrong with her? Yeah.
She went from kind of being like slut shamed in the terms of like, oh, she has so many boyfriends, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And now she was like getting scrutinized for like only hanging out with her girlfriends and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought,
it was weird. It was everybody was talking about, obviously it's hard to mention this time without mentioning like the weird rumors about her and Carly and like all that shit. Like, there was just, people wanted to project any kind of story onto Taylor when she again put out something successful that was different than usual, and people were loving her. Like, the better that she is, the more mad people get. Yeah. And I think this was the perfect example of that starting to really reach its peak. Yeah,
because this is like when she really was like starting to become famous.
Right. And people just like, it was like, we can't let her get away with this. Yeah. Like, that was the vibe. And it fucked up, obviously, but I remember just in the press, they wanted to paint her as like this like goody two shoes gone off the rails, but she never did anything off the rails. Yeah. So they just like made shit up. Like, it was an insane time in the headlines, but she, I think, handled it with grace the whole time,
So with her rising fame, there was a lot of media scrutiny, especially with her love life. She had a relationship with Harry Styles that lasted for a few months in 2013, which received a lot of tabloid coverage.
Yep.
This and her multiple previous relationships seemed to have blemished her like America's sweetheart image. Everyone just couldn't stop talking about how many boyfriends she had.
Yep.
So they almost overshadowed her like artistic abilities and turned her into a target of slut shaming.
Yeah.
So in 2014, she moved from Nashville to New York City. She stayed single. She went out in public with her celebrity female friends and her New York street style with the bob cut, midriff showing, high cut outfits, mini skirts. Love the bob.
She's so cutie.
And so this geographical pivot, media scrutiny, and the single status informed most of the songwriting for her next album, which was 1989.
Mm-hmm.
So with the first song, we have Welcome to New York.
New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Oh, my God.
My surprise song.
Yeah, Gia's surprise song. I gotta say I love Welcome to New York. Like, I love the vibe. I know it's corny, cheesy, whatever. The vibe of it, like, at the time, just really fit. It was playing in taxi cabs everywhere. Yeah. That was like the coolest thing. Like, you'd get in a cab and all of a sudden Taylor Swift's playing Welcome to New York. Like, it was, I don't even know how you set that up. Like, how do you get your song in all the cabs?
It's like in a movie moment as well, like staring at the window.
It was awesome. Like, it was such a good vibe. Also, too, I always say that this is my favorite this is my favorite time because I literally, so it came out October 27th, 2014.
Yeah.
I think I moved to New York on like September 15th, 2014. Like, that was right in that time where Shake It Off had come out, Blank Space had come out. I was Blank Space for Halloween that year.
Yeah.
Like, it was everything. Everybody was, it's all anybody wanted to talk about, especially if you were a Taylor Swift fan.
So in terms of writing Welcome to New York, she said to E! Online, she said, the inspiration that I found in that city is kind of hard to describe and hard to compare to any other force of inspiration I've ever experienced in my life. I approached moving there with such wide-eyed optimism and sort of saw it as a place of endless potential and possibilities. You can hear that reflected in this music and the first song especially. She put it as track 1 because she said New York has been an important landscape and location for the story of my life in the last couple of years. You know, I dreamed about living in New York. I obsessed about living in New York, and then I did it. She said that the title is a literal way for Taylor to welcome new fans to her new sound, paralleling her own move from Nashville to New York 1989 as an album reflects her new lifestyle, moving from her country roots to the big city with all its glitz and glamour. She said in 2014 to Rolling Stone, I really like my life right now. I love the album I made. I love that I moved to New York. So in terms of being happy, I've never been closer to that.
Ooh.
And then she was asked, like, why is New York so important to her? She said, when I first discovered that I was in love with performing, I wanted to be in theater. So growing up, New York City was where I would come for auditions. Then I started taking voice lessons in the city, so my mom and I would drive 2 hours and have these adventures. I actually have a photo of my first Knicks game. I was 12 years old, and I was in a halftime talent competition, but I didn't win because the kid who sang New York, New York, the kid who won sang New York, New York, and I was like, here's a song I wrote about a boy in my class. I'm as optimistic and enthusiastic about New York as I am about the state of the music industry. And a lot of people aren't optimistic about those two things. And if they're not in that place in their life, they're not going to relate what I have to say.
Wow.
And the hidden message is we begin our story in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. You can't say New York, New York. That's a cheat
code.
code.
Yeah.
Everybody starts singing it and the place goes crazy. That's
Yeah.
cheating. That's cheating. Taylor should have won.
So funny. Okay,
amazing.
and then the next song we have is Blank Space. This song became the second single from the album on November 10th, 2014. The music video premiered on the same day, November 10th, and featured American model and actor Sean O'Prye, who was Taylor's love interest.
Sean O'Prye.
Sexy daddy.
Nobody got more modeling gigs after a music video than Sean O'Prye.
Well, I remember seeing him on the screen and being like, who is that?
He was like made from stone. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, who the fuck is this the hottest guy in the world? And how the hell is he on the screen?
I want to know what he's
right
up
now?
to now.
He had such a run for a long time. I think I forget who he became a model for, but he became maybe like Dolce & Gabbana, like one of those. But he was everywhere for the next like 3 years. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. In 2015, he was ranked 5th in the top 10 models of all time.
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
And he was so hot. That music video.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would still say that Blank Space is my number one still favorite music video of Taylor Swift's. But
It's so good.
It's amazing. The fashions are amazing. The storytelling within is so good. I love that it's a little like murdery and whatever. It's funny, and I think that it actually has me thinking about Sabrina Carpenter's Taste music video, which I know is very heavily based off Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
But I think that Blank Space kind of has that same vibe where it's like this crazy lady
for
up
sure.
in a house and these boys are coming in and they're, doing shit behind her back and she's not going to let that stand. And I feel like that was Blank Space. And the line of, I've got a long list of ex-lovers. They'll tell you I'm insane, but I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. Like, it was just...
It's just such a good song, especially like with the backlash that she was getting and stuff.
Totally.
Like, just the best way to like just
to be like, yeah,
make a joke out of it.
Totally.
And be like, you know what? Fine, I'll embrace this.
Fine, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
It kind of gave validation to all of us crazy girls. Like, it was like, yeah, okay, like we're not crazy just because all of our ex-boyfriends are saying that we're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
like there's usually a
great.
reason why something happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was great.
So after Blank Space skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100, she became the first woman to knock her own song out of the #1 spot, which was Shake It Off. And that had topped the charts for 4 weeks before Blank Space took over. Also, like, some of these quotes are kind of similar in what she says, but she kind of like says things in different ways.
Oh, yeah.
So just bear with me. But she said to Yahoo Live, Blank Space is one of the only songs I've ever written that I started writing as a complete joke. I think as a songwriter, you have to be pretty well aware of who you are as a person. But then I think you also have to have one eye on what of what people think of you and kind of what the general perception is of you out in the world. And in the last couple of years, I noticed there's been a pretty sensational fictionalization of my personal life. You know, they kind of drawn on this profile of this girl who's a serial dater, jet setting around with all of her boyfriends, and she can get them, but she can't keep them because she's too emotional and she's needy. Then she gets her heart broken because they leave, so she goes into her evil lair and writes songs about it for revenge. It's just kind of this very complex profile of a person. I got to thinking about it and started to think about how interesting that character is. If she was a real person who had all these qualities and attributes, what song would she write? And I'm pretty sure it would sound a little like this.
Ugh. And you're spot on,
Yeah.
Taylor. And you're right about that one.
She
Wow.
said to GQ, some of the things I write about on a song like Blank Space are satire. You get creative license and create things that are larger than life. You can write things like, I get drunk on jealousy, but you'll come back each time you leave because, darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
It's chills.
Yeah.
Literally chills even just hearing it spoken out loud.
That is not my approach to relationships, but is it cool to write the narrative of a girl who's crazy but seductive but glamorous but nuts but manipulative? That was the character I felt the media had written for me, and for a long time I felt hurt by it. I took it personally, but as time went by, I realized it's kind of hilarious.
That's great.
And then she just kind of reiterates again just about like the comedic element of it. She said people with different sense of humors perceive it differently. You'll have people who completely get the joke, or you'll have people that, you know, will be listening to her on the radio and think, I knew it, she was crazy. It was sort of a risk for me to even take it to the studio and play this idea for Max Martin and Shellback and say, hey, I want to write this completely satirical song about the fictionalization of my personal life and kind of poke fun at it. The fact that it ended up being a shining spot on the album is really exciting for me.
Ugh.
And then the hidden message is, there was once a girl known by everyone and no one.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That feels like I feel like I've heard that.
I know. I feel like she
before.
said that before. Yeah.
Same. I was just looking up. I was trying to figure out what kind of instrument they would use for the sound at the beginning of Blank Space. The do, 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 do.
Yeah.
But I found out that, you know, the click noises in the beginning? It's
the pen.
It's a retractable pen.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
That's funny.
It's a retractable pen click is what that sound is, and that they
yeah, like when she goes, and I got a blank space, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all right, Sinead, it's literally yeah, that's how cool is that?
I love that.
People are saying maybe it's piano. That other sound that I'm hearing. Everybody's just talking about the pen click, so I can't figure it out. But I would be willing to bet maybe it's an omnichord as well. I've now begun to believe that every sound I can't really place has just been created
Just
on
the
the omnichord.
omnichord,
Yeah.
Well, what
It's just so specific.
dense synthesizers, program drum machines, and process electronic backing vocals. So maybe it was like, maybe a synthesizer or something
like that. Yeah. But it was such a different sound, and I feel like you can hear 1 second of that like echoey beginning, and you know it's Blank Space. Like it's such a like the first 2 seconds of the song, you know what it is.
Totally agree. Next song is Style, and you know a lot of people think that this song is about Harry Styles.
People think it.
It's hard not to put 2 and 2 together
Yes.
here. Can you remind me, and this is going to sound crazy, but like, I can't even remember what the Style music video is.
The Style music video is when it's like it's like zooming in and out of her like face silhouette, you know? And there's like trees in the middle, and it's like it's very moody. It's just like shifting light and sound and stuff like the whole time.
Right. Okay. Got it.
It's very like artsy.
Right.
The Style music video.
Right.
And people love it.
Yes. Very good. I don't know why, but like for some reason I couldn't.
And there's
remember.
like a hottie in there as well.
Yeah, Dominic Sherwood.
Yeah. He's really hot. But he looks just like Harry Styles. People are like, oh.
It's just like it's a little too on the nose. Styles.
Yeah, James Dean Daydream look in your eye. You know, it's like, you know.
The song became the 3rd single on the album on February 9th, 2015, and the music video premiered on February 13th. She said via Yahoo, Style is a song that I wrote about kind of observing fashion trends and cultural trends and seeing how there were certain things that are constants. You know, you may not wear a little black dress for a while, but you're always going to go back to it.
Totally.
No one's going to say, oh, red lips were so 2 years ago. And I started thinking about that in terms of a feeling. There are certain feelings like that. There are certain people who come in and out of your life sort of like a trend, who keeps coming back in style and never phases away. In an interview with Ryan Seacrest, she said, I'm pretty sure when we finished this song, I knew the record was done. Shake It Off and Style were the last 2 songs to be written for 1989. This one has always been my secret favorite hope. I hope it ends up being a single. I hope people love it. I love how this song sounds the way that the feeling felt. I love that when a sound of a song matches the feeling that inspires it. This song just reminds me of driving in the middle of the night. I loved comparing these timeless visuals with a feeling that never goes out of style. And this song is about my life, and I've never revealed who it's actually about, but the song kind of speaks for itself. And the way that this song sounds and feels, that's all I need people to know about the story.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, chills.
Yes.
But also too, like, it's so nice that we can look back on Style, and while she's never been like, this is about Harry Styles, like she's like, who's it about? Like, it's obviously about fucking Harry Styles. However, it's especially nice knowing that she never really assigned it to him, just in case. You never know. Maybe you never know at that time, 2014.
Totally.
What's your relationship going to be like in 10 years, etc. Whatever, 20 years,
and
whatever.
Clearly, like, she thought, they had this.
They had a good.
I didn't realize that their relationship went a lot longer than I thought. Like, for some reason, I thought that they were, like, dating for, like, 2 months. But I think that they had, like, this on and off thing for, like, at least 6.
At least,
to at least a year.
At least, because there were so many different, obviously there were a lot of, like, paparazzi photos and stuff and pictures over time. But I feel like there were moments in time that people have connected as well throughout that time. But it's nice listening to Style and going back and listening to Style, knowing that, like, it's about Harry and that they are on good terms and that he just seems to be like a cool guy, and it's a cool song. Like, it's not really any. It actually in tone reminds me of I Knew You Were Trouble, not because they sound the same, but just like, it's like, we're having a good time. Yes, I'm not gonna lose sleep over this, but like, I love this and I want this.
Like, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into.
Totally, and that level of like self-awareness, I think, was also just kind of new. Like, I feel she Taylor broke so many fourth walls within her lyrics on this album, because I just feel like there were so many conversations about women like that she would have been shamed for. She would have been, made fun of. Like, if I don't know. I just think that it was a bold thing to like write a good song that wasn't so like overly attached, but it was just like, I'm having fun and I'm gonna see where this goes. And I just like how she is able to do that.
Is that when she said, what a third is true, and I can't stop thinking about you, but I said I've been there too a few times.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of admits, like, I've been seeing other people, but like, it's different with you. And she's kind of like, like, me too.
Yeah, same. Like, we're literally just having fun. Yeah. Like, we're not married. We're just having a good time. And you got that James Dean daydream look in your eye. And I've got that red lip classic thing that you like. Yeah. And it's like, what are we supposed to do about that?
And when we go crashing down, it comes back every time.
Because we never go out of style.
Yeah. And the hidden message is her heart belonged to someone who couldn't stay.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Wow. People, though, I will say in retrospect, and not to take away from obviously just the beautiful songwriting of the song, but of course there's the undertones of real life experience. People now in retrospect think that Maddie Healy may have had some influence on this song as well. And I would like to ignore that.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
Shit, you know what? That actually kind of makes sense too. Like, James
I know,
Dean.
It makes me pissed. I know. I don't like especially at that time, she's wearing 1975 shirts.
Yeah, fuck.
And it is very like carefree, who cares kind of vibe. And I feel like from what we have all gathered over time, it seems like her relationship with Maddie was like that. It was very like, we're just fucking around. Like this whole time in her life. So, but I still think it was written before all that. Like, right. Like this,
like, it could be about 2 guys at once.
It could be. Yeah. She could be pulling inspiration from anything. Yeah. I choose to believe Harry only.
Me too. In my mind, Harry only exists.
It's literally called Style.
Yeah. Like, come on. Okay, next song, Out of the Woods.
Ooh,
this song became the 6th single on the album on February 5th, 2016. The music video aired on December 31st, 2015 during ABC's annual Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Loved Rockin' Eve.
Such R.I.P. to Dick Clark. But he's been dead for a while.
Is he dead?
Is he dead?
I don't think he is. Like, I really think he's still alive. Dick Clark. I feel like they bring him out like every year, and it's like, oh,
I thought he
died.
died.
Oh, no, he did die.
He died in 2012. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
he did. Then who
so
am
he
I
was
thinking about?
He was dead at this point too.
He was dead at this point.
Yeah.
But who am I thinking about? I feel like they're always bringing someone out. Who's so old.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was Dick Clark when we were younger.
I don't know. I feel like it's so weird. I don't know. I don't know who I'm thinking of. I don't know who I'm thinking of.
But she said this about the song. She said, it kind of conjured up all these feelings of anxiety I had in a relationship where everybody was watching. Everyone was commenting on it. You're constantly just feeling like, are we out of the woods yet? What's the next thing going to be? What's the next hurdle we're going to have to jump over? Are we going to make it to next week? It was interesting to write about a relationship where you're honestly just like, this is probably not going to last, but how long is it going to last? Those fragile relationships. It doesn't mean they're not supposed to happen. The whole time we were having happy memories or crazy memories or ridiculously anxious times. In my head, it was just like, are we okay yet? Are we there yet? Are we out of this yet?
Wow.
Yeah, many fans have speculated that this song as well is about Harry Styles. The bridge section of the song references the snowmobile incident that Swift and Styles were reported to be involved in during their relationship. And there's the lyrics, 2 paper airplanes flying. And when they were together, they would wear identical airplane necklaces.
Really cute.
Which I totally
paper
forgot
airplane
about.
necklace,
Yeah, paper
right?
airplane
Yeah.
necklaces,
Which I think is so adorable.
Very cute.
Like, really, really cute.
I would die to wear a matching necklace with Harry Styles.
Right? Can you believe?
Like, imagine he gets you, like, he's like, oh, this one's for me, this one's for you.
No, I'd be like, shut up.
Obviously, I'm writing 90 songs about you.
Yeah.
She said
cute.
via Yahoo Live, one of the goals I set out to accomplish when I wanted to make this album was I wanted to make sure these songs sounded exactly like the emotions felt when I felt them. This song is about the fragility and kind of breakable nature of some relationships. This was a relationship where I was kind of living day to day wondering where it was going. And that kind of feeling brings on excitement, but also extreme anxiety. And that song sounds exactly like that frantic feeling of anxiety and questioning, but it stresses that even if a relationship is breakable and fragile and full of anxiety, doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile, exciting, beautiful, and all the things that we look for. I love that. Like,
me too.
Making sure that the song sounds the way that you felt.
Absolutely.
And you can feel that in Out of the Woods 100%.
For sure. And I think we kind of have said that about this whole album in general. Like there's a certain feel that comes with it all. And I think could that feeling be like optimism or excitement, or I can't think of exactly what it is, but it's certainly a feeling that has a lot of energy behind it. I think.
Yeah. With NPR, she said, she was asked about the line, hitting the brakes too soon, 20 stitches in the hospital room. She said that line is there because it's not only the actual literal narration of what happened in a particular relationship I was in, it's also a metaphor.
Oh.
Hit the brakes too soon could mean the literal sense of we got in an accident and we had to deal with the aftermath, but also in the relationship ended sooner than it should have because there was a lot of fear involved. She said that song touches on a huge sense of anxiety, and we really felt like the heat of every single person in the media thinking they could draw up the narrative of what we were going through and debate and speculate. I don't think it's ever going to be easy for me to find love and block out all those screaming voices.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
And now
so
she has.
real. And now she has.
Yeah.
Right. How funny, like listening to all this in retrospect like that. You know, but she never lost hope though. You know?
And which is really sweet.
Which is really so sweet. I could
Yeah.
cry. Yeah.
Like she's kind of like saying like, yes, all of these things are really hard, but they're kind of worth it because of how you feel.
Totally. She's like, that's life, babe.
Yeah. The hidden message was they loved each other recklessly.
Ooh.
I feel like these hidden messages are so like drama.
I know. Well,
which I love.
I think she was all drama at that time.
Yeah.
Everything was a whirlwind.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And
totally.
I think that this album kind of feels like that. Like if I get whirlwind vibes.
Totally. Then next up, track 5, All You Had to Do Was Stay. Via Yahoo Live, she said, this song was inspired by a weird dream that I had. Ooh. It was one of those dreams where you have sort of social embarrassment happen and you can't stop it because you're in a sleep state. But basically, this dream was about, I was talking to someone, a very important person to me at the time, and all that would come out of my mouth instead of normal words was this very high-pitched, stay. No matter what I was trying to say, that was the only word that would come out of my mouth. I woke up incredibly weirded out and decided that I was going to write a song into it. And I'd already been working on this one sound, so it ended up being kind of perfect ended up being the perfect kind of weird vocal part that really completed this song that I'm so stoked about.
Love.
And also, you could say, like, this is kind of the only track 5 that has somewhat of, like, a upbeat.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Death by a Thousand Cuts kind of does, but, like,
yes,
this very much is, like a dancing song, and then when you really listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh, this song's sad.
Yes. But even with the sadness, it's like, it's almost frustration, I get from Stay. You know what I mean? Like,
no, totally. It's
you know what I mean?
Let me remind you, this is what you wanted.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like, you ended it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a bitch out. Like, I view it as like, I'm frustrated with you, and you knew what we were getting into, and now you've like kind of left me high and dry, and this is ridiculous. Like, what are you doing here? And so that, agreed. It's not like the heavy-handed sadness of a traditional track 5, but it is certainly showing, some kind of growth or of movement through a difficult time.
Yeah. And then the hidden message is they paid the price.
Ooh.
Again, like, very...
So cryptic. What the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like this is the first time that the hidden messages are definitely more cryptic.
Totally.
Than, like...
She was on her Zodiac Killer shit.
Yeah.
Like, really, for
like,
this.
I feel like with, like, Red and, like, Speak Now, it was, like... written in a bar at 5:00 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, very specific.
Yeah. Right. These were
like,
much more
Back
cryptic,
to
much more
December is
secretive.
like, this is about the boy from Michigan or something. You know, like they're all very specific, and these ones are like, somebody knocked on the door.
Who, what, where, when, and why? Like, it's literally.
Yeah. Okay, so next song is "Shake It Off," and this was released as the lead single on August 18th, 2014. And the music video was uploaded the same day. It spent 4 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, staying on the chart for consecutive 50 weeks. And Swift said on her official YouTube channel that I've learned a pretty tough lesson that people can say whatever they want about us at any time, and we cannot control that. The only thing that we control is our reaction to that.
Yes.
And then during a Rolling Stone interview, she said, I've had every part of my life dissected. My choices, my actions, my words, my body, my style, my music. When you live your life under that kind of scrutiny, you can either let it break you or you can get really good at dodging punches.
Wow.
And when one lands, you know how to deal with it. And I guess the way I deal with it is to shake it off.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love that so much. The music video for Shake It Off was another, obviously a cultural moment.
Yeah.
I think, I want to say Shake It Off and like Justin Bieber's Sorry were out around the same time because the tone and the colors.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe
probably.
a year later. I think
Sorry
was a year later.
Yeah, it was like 2016,
yes,
I think.
But I feel like Shake It Off was kind of the start of these music videos styles where it had like the bright, like white background and like dancing and bright colors
Quick
and whatever.
Cuts.
Yeah, like it kind of set the tone for other music videos moving forward in that time frame.
Totally.
And it was so good. I also want to look up and see because I feel like when did Black Swan come out? Because of that
ballet outfit.
Yes, because I remember at the time being like, oh, ballet's like in right now. And I feel like Black Swan. Why wasn't my phone?
I would have to guess that was like 2013.
It had to be right around that time. Why the fuck, y'all? Come on now. I just have no service. Oh, no, 2010.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So it was way before that. But regardless, I remember at the time, like, ballet was hot and for some reason. And I think that those, like, moments in that show, in the music video were funny because we knew the seriousness of it, and she like made it funny.
Yeah,
so like the tone of Shake It Off was always just going to be silly. I remember people giving her all that shit for dressing up in like chains and wearing like the big hair and the denim, and she just had different. She was almost like making fun of herself or making fun of what people thought that she was. And it was awesome.
Totally. This is what she said about the music video. She said, it takes a long time to figure out who you are and where you fit in the world. I'm putting myself in all these awkward situations where the dancers are incredible and I'm having fun with it but not fitting in. They're doing the most beautiful things and I'm being embarrassingly bad at it. It shows you to keep doing you, keep being you, keep trying to figure out where you fit in the world, and eventually you will.
Woo. So real.
Yes.
Kids love Shake It Off too.
Yes,
Shake It Off's a good kid song.
To Yahoo Live, she like just reiterated, how the song was having to deal with on a daily basis how human beings treat each other. You know, it's not just me. Everybody out there is living their lives, and that feeling of humiliation is the same when a girl has a rumor spread about her at school that isn't true. It's the same feeling I feel when I'm checking out at the grocery store and I read some crazy headline about me. And I think that the way we have to deal with those situations is the same. You have to lean in with a sense of humor about things after a while, or else you'll just live in an endless sea of resentment and bitterness. And why are people doing this to me? And rather than writing a song that was victimized in nature, I wanted to write a song that was joyful. And it also gives a way to cope with whatever ridiculousness life dulls to them, and also makes you want to dance.
Woo.
She also just said, you know, that she wanted it to be a song that could help anyone going through anything terrible. It doesn't matter if like someone's mom passed away, or if you're dancing to this drunk at a wedding.
Yeah.
Like if they want to forget about the lyrics, they can, but if they want to hang on to every word, they can do that too.
Love.
And the hidden message is she danced to forget him.
Woo. Okay.
Which kind of reminded me of tonight I'm gonna dance. Like, is that Holy Ground? Yeah. Like you were in this room, but I don't want to dance if I'm not dancing with you. Yeah, that just reminded me of
Love.
that. Next song, banger, I Wish You Would.
I wish you would. I wish you would.
You always knew how to push my buttons.
And you have to sing it like that.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
mandatory. Mandatory to sing it like that.
A fan who attended the 1989 Secret Sessions posted this story on Tumblr. She said that she wrote I Wish You Would a couple months after her and her ex broke up. People think it's Harry Styles.
Yeah.
And they decided to become friends again. And she said that this was the first time she had become friends with an ex to the point where they were comfortable enough to talk about why the relationship didn't work out. She said he told her about how after they broke up, he bought a house literally one road adjacent to hers.
What?
Every day he would drive home and accidentally turn into her street. And he told her how he just would stop at her house and see her, but he never did. Oh, he just wanted to stop at her house.
Yeah.
And never did. She said this song is about while he was in the car making the decision to get out of the car and see her, she was sitting in her bedroom wishing he could make a move and go back to her and just pitch up at her house. She compared it to a classic John Hughes movie where both parties want the same thing, but neither has the guts to say anything. Honestly, she spoke so fondly of that relationship. Seems like she really does miss it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting.
Well, that makes sense. And I think that a John Hughes movie, that's a perfect example of I Wish You Would, because it really is like, you know, just do the thing. Just show up. Just do the grand gesture.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Gia, of course, a rainy night in New York City. And you know what? It's going to be perfect when I get home.
Oh, yeah.
A little tempo meal.
Oh, yeah.
Something that's already all set up. I love these meals. Now, you know that I'm a girl who does enjoy a moment of cooking. I do like to prepare stuff, but you don't always have the time for that, all right? And especially in these busy months that we're getting into, the weather's getting nicer, we want to be out and about, this, that, whatever. I want to come home and be able to prepare a meal for myself quickly and easily and have it be delicious and healthy and perfect for me.
Tempo gives us fresh, balanced meals that are ready in just 2 minutes so we can eat the way that we want without losing time. They deliver fresh, chef-curated, dietitian-approved meals right to your door, and each meal is perfectly portioned for lunch or dinner and ready in just 2 minutes. That means real food, real fast, without the sad desk lunch or drive-through regret. They have 20 new recipes every week made from nutrient-rich ingredients. Tempo keeps things exciting and helps you stay consistent with healthy habits. Even busy athletes like our girl Maria Sharapova swear by Tempo for balanced meals that help them stay on top of their wellness goals. For limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/TaylorWatch. That's tempomeals.com/TaylorWatch for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/TaylorWatch. Rules and restrictions may apply. Via Yahoo Live, she said, I Wish You Would is a song I wrote with Jack Antonoff. It's the first song that we've worked on together. And I think for this song, we wanted to create a sort of John Hughes movie visual with pining and, you know, one person's over here and misses the other person, but it's too prideful and won't say it. Meanwhile, this other person's here and missing the same person. They're missing each other and they're not saying this. I had this happen in my life. So I wanted to kind of narrate in a very cinematic way where it's like you're seeing two scenes play out. And then in the bridge, you're seeing the final scene where it resolves itself. So it says it's a crooked love and a straight line down, makes you want to run and hide, but it makes you turn right back around. So it's kind of that dramatic love that's never really quite where it needs to be, and that tension that creates.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of crazy that Harry Styles bought a house near her house and was driving past her house every day.
Right. Like, is that the thing? Like, did Harry live 1 block away?
Yeah.
Like, is it Harry, or is this another, like, Maddie Healy slipped inside there? You never know. But yeah, that's interesting. That time too was like such a time for like boyfriends to show up at your house in the middle of the night. Like, who among us haven't had?
No,
I don't know. I don't
totally.
know if that's a universal experience, but that was like the time of like showing up at the night. Like,
and obviously like we had like phones and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like those like cliche dating things were still kind of popular.
They're still happening. Yeah, totally.
And she also just said that this song Jack Antonoff actually made the track first. And then he played it for Taylor, and Taylor was like, please let me have this. Let me play this. Like, let me play with this. Send it to me. And then that's how they made I Wish You Would.
Wow, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said it's not her usual way of, like, how she does things. Mm-hmm. He sent it to her. She was on tour, and she was playing the track on her laptop and then recording, like, vocals into her phone. Mm-hmm. And then the hidden message is he drove past her street every night. So again,
we're really driving that point home.
Somebody's driving past the street.
Somebody's driving by. Yeah. Somebody's got something to say.
Yeah.
And it sounds like nobody wants to say it.
Right.
Wow.
Then we have Bad Blood. Like, what a generational run of songs.
It's a really nuts. Like, the more
crazy.
Every song you list, I'm like, damn, another fucking banger. Like, just banger, banger, banger. Oh, wow. Bad Blood.
So a version of this song featuring Kendrick Lamar became the 4th single on May 17, 2015. The song is widely believed to be about Katy Perry stealing 3 of Taylor's backup dancers. The feud has since been resolved, obviously. On the opening night of Reputation Stadium tour, Katy sent Taylor a woven basket with an olive branch to symbolize peace, and a letter with a sticker of Katy's dog on the envelope.
Yep.
Bad Blood peaked at number 1 after being released as a single, making it her 3rd number 1 and 4th top 10 song from 1989, and her 4th number 1 overall.
Wow.
Preceding the remix featuring Kendrick Lamar, the original track had peaked at number 53, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
Kendrick kind of added that little boost.
Gave a little extra.
Yeah.
Love that. I mean, the Kendrick verse, that remember when you thought to write me off, like that, it's so good.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
And it was cool, too, because I feel like at this point, he was the first, like, rap collaborator, right? Kendrick was the first.
Totally,
Because Endgame is rap.
Yep.
So, yeah. And that was totally new, totally different. And people were just losing their shit over all the cameos in the music video. You know, it was just nuts.
Yeah. Bad Blood music video was directed by Joseph Kahn, premiered during the 2015 Billboard Music Awards on May 17th, 2015. Obviously, you had the all-star cast: Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, Haley Williams, Kendrick Lamar, Lily Aldridge, Lena Dunham, Zendaya, much, much more.
Mariska Hargitay,
Meredith Grey.
What's
What's her real name? Can't remember.
Ellen Pompeo. I think there was also Cindy Crawford, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many.
Haley Steinfeld. Yeah.
So many people in there, and yeah, it was just like it was all of our model besties plus like all of our favorite like show, movie, TV stars. Like it was
like
just
any
unbelievable.
girl that like she had some sort of connection with was like in that music video.
And they all had their own. Selena, did you say Selena already? Selena was in it, obviously.
She was like she was the bad guy.
Yeah, she was the bad guy.
Yeah,
like,
arson.
Yeah. It was amazing. That video was so good.
Yes. The video broke Vivo's 24-hour viewing record by accumulating 20.1 million views in its first day of release, beating the 19.6 million 24-hour record previously held by Nicki Minaj for the music video for her song Anaconda.
I was like, Anaconda?
Yeah.
Had to be.
In 2014.
Anaconda, don't.
Yeah, the only way you can beat a bunch of women shaking their ass is getting
live
like
in Detroit.
Yeah.
The big booty one. I forget the words.
Big boy named Troy used to
live
live in Detroit. Dick bigger than the. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Tower. I ain't talking about Eiffel.
Yeah. Too funny.
But as she said in her Rolling Stone interview, she said, for years, I was never sure if we were friends or not. She would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away. And if I would think to myself, are we friends? Or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? Then last year, the other star crossed a line. She did something so horrible. I was like, oh, we're just straight up enemies. And it wasn't even about a guy. It had to do with business. Ooh. She basically tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. She tried to hire a bunch of people out from under me. And I'm surprisingly non-confrontational. And you would not believe how much I hate conflict. So now I have to avoid her. It's awkward and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Via Yahoo Live, she said, Bad Blood is a song I wrote about a new kind of heartbreak that I recently experienced, which was when someone that I desperately wanted to be my friend and thought was my friend ended up making it very obvious that she wasn't. Damn. It was somebody that I really looked up to and really, really longed for the approval of this person. And so it was kind of devastating to receive kind of a low blow from that person. And this song was kind of the first time I ever released it up for myself and that relationship, because she was always the bolder one and the louder one. I think it's important to stand up for yourself, and if you can only really come up with the courage to do it in a song form, then that's how you should do it.
Wow.
Infamously enough, when the music video came out, I believe, Katy Perry tweeted the same day, watch out for Regina George in sheep's clothing.
Yes,
and that kind of was like the catalyst.
And people were like,
a lot of scrutiny.
Right. People were like, what the fuck? And it honestly, you know, dare I say it was the first domino in this narrative that Taylor was like fake 100%. And whatever. And I think that Katy, like, I'm sure that wasn't her intention to like start this narrative that would become such a monster of a narrative, but it was low-hanging fruit almost, I think, and Katy was very clearly jealous of Taylor and also guilty of doing what Taylor, not in so many words, accused her of and exposed her doing. And for her to do that, to me, was so out of line. It was really fucked up. And it was, I would imagine, being in Taylor's shoes and seeing that, like Katy Perry, years prior, like I would say, you know, in the 5 years leading up to 1989's release, Katy Perry was the cream of the crop. California Girls, I Kissed a Girl, like just everything about
2012 was like 2013 was like her year.
It was all her shit, and it was like, and we loved Katy Perry, and she was creative and cool, and she didn't give a fuck what people thought, and she was like goofy but pretty and interesting and whatever, and so she was kind of the blueprint for those kind of, you know, music videos and jokes and fun or whatever. And so if I'm Taylor and I look up to this person and all of a sudden they're doing all this shit, you know, that's like negative towards me and turning a negative light on me, it's like, I'm pissed. I'm gonna write a music video about this. Like,
no, totally. I feel like there's way worse things that she could have done. And like, you know, Calvin Harris infamously was like, and Katy was right too, whatever, like in that tweet.
Such a dick.
So she kind of was really like the first
such a dick. Right, exactly.
Person
and it's
to kind of
as soon as you throw something out there that can open an avenue for people to hate, then they're gonna. You know what I mean? And they're always gonna go back to that door that you've already opened. Yeah. So it's fucked up.
The hidden message is she made friends and enemies. The next song is Wildest Dreams.
Yay.
Love this song. Such an underrated one. Like, I know it got a part, like she sang it on the Eras Tour, but for some reason I feel like it's kind of like the forgotten banger of all the singles.
I agree.
And it's just so good.
I also kind of feel like Wildest Dreams in my head not that it doesn't fit on 1989, but it feels so separate. Like it feels like its own thing. Yeah. And maybe that's because of the music video, and because obviously the music video with Scott Eastwood, she's got the brown hair, they're on safari. It's very, even that actually now in retrospect is very like Elizabeth Taylor. If I'm thinking about that right now. But
the whole music video, and then like the end, she's like the starlet, and he has the wife. Yeah.
So I kind of view Wildest Dreams as like this like dream sequence within 1989, if that makes sense. I mean, it's literally Wildest Dreams, you know, whatever. But yeah, I totally agree with you. People love the song, obviously, but I don't think it had the same kind of, or at least from my perspective, didn't have the same kind of like reception or fanfare as like a Shake It Off. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It should have. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like you said, Kelly, The music video was directed by Joseph Kahn. Scott Eastwood played the love interest. It premiered at the 2015 MTV Video Music Awards on August 30th. And all of the proceeds from the music video were donated to wild animal conservation efforts through the African Parks Foundation of America. A lot of people think that this song is about Alexander Skarsgård, which I didn't realize.
I remember the rumors at the time, but nobody had ever like seen them together, or like it kind of sounded far-fetched
because they were on.
It was True Blood was out at the time.
Yeah, he's just so hot. But so they did. I'm forgetting the name of the movie now. I should have written it down.
Alexander
and Taylor and
what, like Valentine's Day or something?
No, it was based off the book. And everyone's born black and white.
My Sister's Keeper? No.
My Sister's Keeper.
I have no idea why I thought that.
No. The Giver. The Giver.
Right.
Yes.
right.
Yes.
The Giver, right.
So
and she's got the song for The Giver. I forgot.
Yeah, they starred on The Giver together. So a lot of people think that like she had a crush on him during this time, whatever.
Probably.
And
maybe like a Jake Owen moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the music video is like, you're in love with this starlet, you have this romance. And Alexander Skarsgård was like actually asked about it fairly recently. I remember we talked about it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he kind of was like poo-pooed it. It was just I don't think so. But like if
probably
that
not. It's hilarious.
This song reached number 5, becoming her 5th consecutive top 10 from 1989. And according to Taylor, the beats heard at the beginning of this song are her real heartbeats.
Oh, right.
So I guess
she loves to use a heartbeat.
Yeah. We saw that later on with You're Losing Me.
Yep.
And she said this about Wildest Dreams via Rolling Stone. She said, I think the way I used to approach relationships was very idealistic. I used to go into them thinking maybe this is the one. We'll get married and have a family and this could be forever. Whereas now I go in thinking, how long do we have on the clock? Before something comes along and puts a wrench in it, or your publicist calls and says this isn't a good idea.
Oh my God.
I know, it's sad.
Oh, that
I like
is
all these
sad.
quotes like make me so sad for her, but then they also like make me so happy that she found Travis.
Of course.
Yeah.
Damn, your publicist calls this isn't a good idea. I wonder like Tree?
If
how long? I don't even know.
Or if Harry was being told like you have to be single. Yeah. You have to be single or else One Direction like won't do well. You know what I mean?
Yes. Been with Taylor Swift. I'm trying to just see that because I'm curious. Starting in 2014. So maybe she got new.
Yeah.
Maybe right around that time.
Well,
guiding her through
I remember
major
because
career
I think she needed a new publicist because she was like going through so much scrutiny, right? That she like needed someone to like help her.
She began managing Swift's public image around the release of 1989 album.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the birth of Tree as well.
Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow. It says that Payne has navigated high-profile, complex moments for Swift, such as 2017's assault trial and the Masters controversy, etc. Wow. Thank God for Tree.
Thank God for Tree. She really came in at the right time.
She really did.
She said via Yahoo Live, Wildest Dreams is kind of a good example of the way that my outlook on love has changed. She says the more that you get experience under the belt, the more you become disappointed and you kind of start to think of things in realistic terms. I think the way I see love is kind of a little more fatalistic, which means to me that when I meet someone and we have a connection, the first thought I really have is when this is over, I hope you think well of me.
Ooh.
So this song is about having that immediate connection with someone, and these were my vivid thoughts right as I met him.
Wow.
And the hidden message is he only saw her in his dreams. Ooh. Another very cryptic
she's
message.
so dreamy in this album and all these things.
Yeah, very like poetic.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
How You Get the Girl, banger.
Love. And that's how it works.
Oh.
That's how you get the girl.
Thought of this last night in my head. How You Get the Girl, sister song, Betty.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like almost like Betty's perspective.
Yes, totally. Like, this is how you get me back.
Wow.
And then
that's
like
so
Betty
good.
and yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. She said this on Yahoo Live. How You Get the Girl is a song I wrote about how when we're young, which most of my friends and most of my peers are a lot of the time, we take for granted a really good relationship and let go of it and go out into the world and then realize you want it back. This song is kind of an instruction manual for a guy who has broken up with his girlfriend and let's say 6 months go by and the lengths he will need to go to get her back. It's not going to be as simple as sending a text that's like, sup, miss you. It's not going to work. He will need to do all the things in this song. And then in 2014, she said kind of the same thing. I wrote about how you get the girl back if you ruin the relationship somehow and she won't talk to you anymore. All the steps you have to do to edge your way back into her life because she's probably pretty mad at you. So it's kind of a tutorial. If you follow the directions of the song, chances are things will work out. Or you may get a restraining order. Which I thought was funny.
Right.
And then I read a lot of people saying that they thought this song was written about Justin and Selena.
Oh.
Because, like, they would always break up, whatever.
Always be, like, back and forth. Yeah. I mean, potentially. Like, it could be, it would be, like, from Selena's perspective, I assume, in that context. Sure. And I do think that there's a lightheartedness to How You Get the Girl. Like, it's obviously like, hey, idiot, like, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of, maybe the tone of the sound is what makes me think it's a little more like, hello, that's just how it works. It's how you get the girl.
Yeah.
Figure it out. It doesn't seem so heavy. And I feel like at that time, Taylor did not like Justin, especially at that time.
Yeah.
So
maybe not.
I wouldn't think, I wouldn't think
like she wouldn't be
writing a how-to.
Yeah, right.
I'd be like, stay away from her, get a job instead.
Yeah, right. Because I feel like this might have been around the time where she had like that infamous like.
Yeah,
they, like saw
I think
them
it was.
hugging. Yeah,
I think that was literally like
2015. I
yes,
think.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the VMAs.
Yeah.
that she was like, yeah,
totally. And then the hidden message is, then one day he came back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Continue on with
this
these.
Better not be Maddie Healy, man.
Oh my God, that's so right.
I swear to God, like it's hard now to look at this in
right.
with fresh eyes
and like even
fuck.
wildest dreams too.
I know,
like
I'm sick.
you only see me in your dreams.
No, shut up. Like,
guilty as sin.
No. But listen, we take the good with the bad, and sometimes you're locked up in a weird situationship for 10 fucking years. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us.
Next song is This Love, banger, such a good song.
So good.
She wrote This Love on October 17, 2012 in Los Angeles, only 5 days before the release of her fourth studio album, Red.
Cute.
So this makes it the earliest song written for 1989, as proper works on the record began later in 2013. It was actually initially written as a poem that ended up as a song.
Oh.
She said, the last time I wrote a poem that ended up being a song, I was writing in my journal and I was writing about something that happened in my life. It was about a year ago and I just wrote this really, really short poem. It said, this love is good, this love is bad, this love is alive, back from the dead. These hands had to let it go free and this love came back to me.
Obsessed.
Oh, God.
Obsessed.
Chills,
Even hearing you say it out loud. Oh, my fucking God.
And I just wrote it down and closed the book and put it back on my nightstand. All of a sudden, in my head, I just started hearing this melody happen, and then I realized it was going to be a song. This Love was produced by Nathan Chapman, and it was actually the final song released in collaboration with him and Swift. We saw a lot of him on Red and things of that nature.
Yes.
And then she said this at her secret sessions. She said, it's about an experience I've had where if you truly care about someone and you know they're not fully ready to be in a relationship, you let them go. And it sucks to be the one who has to let something go and cut someone loose when you don't want to. But I think you have to be selfless in relationships when you know that it is not the right time. And if you make that decision and that person comes back and that person's supposed to be in your life, they'll come back. And this was the way that I felt when that came back around. She told Yahoo that she considers This Love to be the first song in which she really experimented with different vocal recording styles. She said, This Love is a song I wrote very early on in this process, and it was the first time I really started experimenting. In this case, I wanted it to sound kind of haunting, and so I sung this differently than I sung most of my... Then I sung most of my other songs. I recorded it differently. There are multiple vocals going throughout the entire song. And this is the only song in the album that she has all of the writing credits.
Okay.
So it's the only song that she wrote fully by herself.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
No, me neither. And yeah, you could definitely tell, like, the way that this song even starts is very haunting. Like,
Totally.
clear blue water.
No, it's definitely like that like siren sound,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe I'm just thinking that because she literally sings clear blue
No, totally,
clear blue
but it's
water,
almost
but
like you can like picture like
yeah.
the mist.
Totally.
And like
totally.
you're kind of feeling lost.
I would say This Love is the beachiest song on
sure.
the album. Like
For
I know
sure.
that we've got the deluxe, or I'm sorry, the Taylor's version of 1989 and all the seagulls, and obviously they were incorporated to begin with, but I would say the re-release was much more beach heavy than the original.
Yeah, it was a big aesthetic change.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that it matches this song best. If that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Then the hidden message is timing is a funny thing. Then the next song is I Know Places. She said, I wrote I Know Places with Ryan Tedder. It's the first song that I wrote with him. So I brought in this idea that I had done very roughly on piano instead of a voice memo of me singing the chorus. It's a song about how people will really ruin a relationship if they get a chance, and how the best way to go about starting a relationship might be to keep it as secret as possible. Keep it a secret as long as possible.
Yep.
Just because it's very fragile.
Yep.
And I think this is a song that I wrote about sort of how covered it would be in order for me to make something work, essentially. I had this idea, you know, of when you're in love along the lines of Out of the Woods. It's very precious, it's fragile. And as soon as the world gets a hold of it, whether it's your friends or people around town, it's kind of just like the first thing people want to do when they hear that people are in love is just kind of ruin it.
Totally.
I was kind of in a place where I was like, no one is gonna sign up for this. There are too many cameras pointed at me. There are too many ridiculous elaborations of my life. It's just never gonna work. But I decided to write a love song, kind of just like, what if I say I met someone really awesome and they were like, hey, I'm worried about all this attention you get. So I wrote a song called I Know Places about like, hey, I know places we can hide, we can outrun them. I'm so happy that it sounds like the urgency that it sings about.
Totally does.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. Especially, I think with that like climbing, like,
Yeah.
baby, I know places we won't be found and maybe. It's like that, you know?
So true. So true.
Yep.
And again, with like there's too many cameras pointed at me.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and like it's crazy like that she got even more famous in this.
Know.
Like
she like it was barely.
Yeah.
Like, she
like,
was
girl,
just
you
as
have no
famous as
idea what's
anyone
even
else.
coming. Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh man.
And
people
then
just were obsessed. They're so obsessed with her and everything that she like every movement she made. People just really got beyond obsessed.
Yeah. The hidden message is, and everyone was watching. And then the last song before we get into the deluxe and the vault tracks is Clean.
Ooh, when I was drowning, that's when I was finally
clean. So good.
Beyond. I think that Clean is one of those songs, before we even go into the like breakdown, that's one of those like generational songs. Like people who like Taylor Swift, but they wouldn't like call themselves Swifties or whatever. Like they know Clean. You know what I mean? Like Clean is like it's just one of those songs.
And
you know?
I saw a lot of people making like they're like, yeah, it's a love song, but a lot of people use it for like recovery.
Yes, right.
That it's really helped them like through whatever they're going through, recovery with addiction or whatever.
It can be like her other songs on this album. It can be literal and it can be metaphorical as well. And I think that she just does such a good job doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was produced and co-written by Imogen Heap, who we
love.
And I feel like Clean and This Love kind of have like similar vibes.
Totally.
In an interview with Elle magazine, she said that Clean was one of the last 2 songs that they wrote for the record. So it shows where I ended up mentally. I wrote when I was walking out of Liberty in London. Someone I used to date, it hit me that I was in the same city as him for 2 weeks, and I hadn't thought about it. London?
Ooh.
When it did hit me, I was like, oh, I hope he's doing well, and nothing else.
Oh.
And you know how it is when you're going through a heartbreak. A heartbroken person is unlike any other person. Their time moves at a completely different pace than ours. It's this mental, physical, emotional ache and feeling so conflicted. Nothing distracts you from it. Then time passes, and the more you live your life and create create new habits, you get used to not having a text message every morning saying, hello, beautiful, good morning. You get used to not calling someone at night to tell them how your day was. You replace these old habits with new habits, like texting your friends in a group chat all day and planning fun dinner parties and going out on adventures with your girlfriends. And then all of a sudden, one day you're in London and you realize you've been in the same place as your ex for 2 weeks and you're fine.
Woo.
And you hope he's fine. And the first thought that came to my mind was, I'm finally clean.
Wow.
So cute.
I just love that. I really do. I think that she's just got away with words, and 1989 is such a journey, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it really does showcase like this time in her life, and it's awesome that she's able to convey it to us.
Yeah. The hidden message is she lost him, but she found herself.
Wow.
And somehow that was everything.
Wow.
Very long one.
That also feels like I've heard that before.
I know,
Maybe that's just been on like merch or something.
Yeah, maybe. She lost him, but she found herself.
Love that.
I love this song so much.
Me too, so much.
Just the imagery that it paints too is so beautiful.
And it obviously literally sings about rain came pouring down. But when it's raining and you put clean on, nothing hits harder.
Yeah,
nothing hits
totally. Harder. So now we're going to get to the deluxe edition and then the full tracks. Some of these, like, there was really not that much to find about.
Yeah, she didn't say a whole lot about these.
So we get into the deluxe edition. First song is Wonderland. She really didn't say anything about Wonderland.
Yeah.
Just uses, the depiction of Alice in Wonderland as inspiration for the highs and lows of enjoying the state of relationship wanderlust and irrespective of negative consequences.
Yeah. I love Wonderland. I'm a liar. I love it now. I didn't like Wonderland for a while.
Honestly, same.
I kind of thought Wonderland was back, throw it back on Red or throw it back on one of those other earlier albums that was like a little kid, like a little juvenile. Yeah. And now listening to it once she re-released it, I think that it's just it's a fun like metaphor song, and it's upbeat. It's a great sound. And I love the I love it.
Didn't you flash your green eyes at me?
Yeah,
it's very like you're running through like a.
It's like a rabbit hopping through wherever Wonderland, literally. Yeah. Alice, etc.
Yeah, it's definitely another one of those songs where it sounds like the feeling.
Totally.
Then we have You're in Love.
In love.
I don't know how I didn't know this, and now it completely changed my perspective of this song.
Yeah.
That it's written about Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff. It's written about their relationship.
I don't know if I knew that either.
Yeah. She said in an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, I wrote it with my friend Jack Antonoff, who's dating my friend Lena. Oh. And Jack sent me this track to this song, and it's just an instrumental track he was working on, and immediately I knew what the song needed to be. And I wrote it as kind of a commentary on what their relationship has been like. Oh. So it's actually me looking and going, this happened and that happened and then that happened, and that's how you knew you are in love.
Wow.
She did an interview with Jack, and she said basically this song was a track that you, Jack Antonoff, sent to me, and it was the most beautiful, poignant, simple track I've ever received, and I wrote it really quickly. I remember writing it fast because I just remember thinking it sounded so much like the sound of actual love, true love, like through thick and thin, sickness and health love.
Wow. Awk.
So awk.
This
and
is so
Lena
awk,
Dunham, like,
obviously not together anymore.
When this song came out, Lena Dunham tweeted like, "This is gonna be like our wedding song, whatever."
Oh, yikes.
She was asked by Elle magazine about the lyric, "You're my best friend," pauses, then says, "You're my best friend."
Yeah.
Swift replied, "I've never had that, so I wrote that song about things that Lena Dunham has told me about her and Jack Antonoff. That's just basically stuff she's told me." And I think that that kind of relationship, God, it sounds just so beautiful, would also be hard. It would be mundane, and it also would be mundane at times.
Got it.
So interesting. Like, I had no idea.
It almost like, I mean, it doesn't take away if you want to like put it elsewhere, if you want to apply it to your life or yourself or whatever, but that makes a lot of sense or not. Sorry, I'm jumbled. Doesn't make a lot of sense. To me, it is interesting that she's able to sing with such emotion and it not be about her.
Totally.
Because specifically that line of like, "You're my best friend."
Yeah,
like,
it gets me every time.
Me too. I cry every time. Like that breathless, like best friend. Like, and similar to
Shaky
my
breath?
boy, my boy only breaks his favorite toys.
Oh yeah.
The original words of like, he was
Just,
my best friend, and that was the worst
part.
part. Like, I feel like when that is maybe where I would have connected those two. But interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
I think it's also like you can experience a beautiful love like that, but maybe it just doesn't work out. You know,
Sometimes
the sentiment still stands.
Sometimes the story isn't forever. Sometimes the story is the story.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the last one on the deluxe was New Romantics. This became the 7th single on the album on February 26th, my birthday, 2016.
Wow, happy! I didn't know that New Romantics and your birthday were together. You love that song, don't you?
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
And so there was this thing called like New Romanticism, which was a pop culture movement in the United Kingdom during the early 80s, in which both men and women wore makeup and dressed in flamboyant clothes. It says that Taylor adopted a more mature mindset and approach towards love as she moved from the fairy tale romanticism of her first 4 albums to a more carefree outlook on matters of her heart, such as this song. She explained her attitude towards dating and relationships with the interview with Cosmopolitan. She said, "People will say, 'Let me set you up with someone,' and I'm just sitting there saying, 'That's not what I'm doing. I'm not lonely. I'm not looking.' They just don't get it. I've learned that just because someone is cute and wants to date you, that's not a reason to sacrifice your independence and allow everyone to say whatever they want about you. I'm not doing that anymore. It takes someone really special for me to undergo the circumstances I have to go through to experience a date. I don't know how I'd ever have another person in my world trying to have a relationship with me or my family." This song introduces Taylor's new mindset and approach towards love. We see her transition through a breakup and making the discovery that love is not a fairy tale and that chances of a happy ending are unlikely, so it's better to live freely and not take relationships too seriously.
Wow. Very mature.
Yeah.
Very mature.
I feel like that kind of encapsulates like the whole album.
Totally.
Like, kind of have to love and let go when you need to let go and move on.
Absolutely. And to ultimately put yourself first. Love yourself.
Yep.
You know?
And then we get into Taylor's version. Taylor's version was iconically announced on August 9th, 2023 during the final Los Angeles show of the Eras Tour at SoFi Stadium.
Yay.
It was released on October 27th, 2023, exactly 9 years after the original 2014 release date.
Love.
And if you guys remember, obviously she was wearing blue the entire night, so everyone was clowning. It was
All
so
the
much
outfits
fun.
were blue.
Yeah.
Super fun. Yeah.
So the first song was Slut.
I would say Slut is my, like, if we're to put 1989 all in a row and my number one favorite song is Blank Space, like maybe 1B is Slut. I absolutely love this song. I think it is such a perfect addition to the album.
Yeah.
I think it kind of falls in that umbrella of like a This Love, Wildest Dreams, like
totally.
that dreamlike, you know, almost even a Lavender Haze.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's got that tone to it.
Totally.
And I think it was excellent. Just excellent.
Yep. She said via Tumblr Music, the song Slut is a song we wrote for 1989, and in it, I kind of cheekily play on the discussions at that time of my life around my dating life. And that's not the only time on 1989 that I'd done that. I did that on Blank Space, and when I came down to having to pick songs for the album, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to choose Blank Space, and unfortunately had to make some tough decisions in terms of where to put on the track list. But I love this song because I think it's really dreamy. This part I thought was really interesting too.
Am I Taylor?
She said, I always saw 1989 as a New York album, but this song to me was always California. And maybe that was another reason it didn't make the cut. Because sometimes thematically, I just had these little weird rules in my head. But I'm so happy it's going to be something you guys hear because I've always been proud of it. So
it does make sense for California because of the word, like some of the words.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The Flamingo Pink, Sunrise Boulevard, Clink Clink.
Yeah.
Like I do feel like that gives.
Yeah. Sorry. So Sunrise Boulevard, obviously a play on Sunset Boulevard, and I do. Yeah, it gives you that vibe for sure, and I agree with the like dreamlike state of it all. But ultimately, like the tone of it, I guess, is very LA. It's very like La La Land.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Like flashing lights.
Yes. Do you have in there the conversations around, and I never really got a straight answer on this or not, if it was real or not, but like,
Maddie Healy?
Yes. That's what I was going to bring up because I never really knew if that was real or not.
So I don't really know either. People have claimed to be, confirming that 1975 was featured on Slut
Yeah.
because of some rare issues of the vinyl records, making it possible the feature was moved late in the re-recording production, likely due to Swift and Maddie Healy's breakup.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got these like vinyls that had like lyrics that Maddie Healy would have been singing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those are real or not, but that definitely was something that like was circulating a lot online.
It really was.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it looked awesome. Like, like unfortunately.
Oh my God.
It would have been a fucking banger.
So
like,
good.
It would have
It's
been
the perfect
so,
song for him to be on too.
It totally is.
Yeah.
So that is kind of unfortunate, but I do think that song is so good on its own. And I think that if it had come out with 1989, I don't know if it would have been received
well, it would have
as
been
well
on
if
the
it
Taylor's
was.
version.
No, right, but if it had come out with like the first time around, because it was from the vault.
Oh yes, but he would have been the feature. Like
no,
he
no,
wasn't
sorry.
originally featured. You know what I mean?
Yes, no, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if that song, with or without Maddie Healy,
Right.
had come out with regular 1989, I don't know if it would have been received as well as it was when it came out.
I agree.
At present day, because I think the conversation would have all been around the fact that it was called Slut, and it would have been too many think pieces about like reclaiming the name and whatever. Like it wouldn't have. Society wasn't ready.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
I agree.
And that is
Especially in like
unfortunate.
2014. Yeah, no way.
It was like the
2015.
worst time you could have, you know?
Yeah.
But it makes so much sense when you hear that song and you think about that time, which I think is
Yes.
why I love it so much, because I just think it's such a perfect, it perfectly captures that,
Yeah.
you know,
just
the,
like people
the
just
scrutiny
couldn't
at the
get
time.
over her having like few boyfriends. Like it's just crazy. Also just want to say that the deluxe versions and then like the vault tracks, they don't have any hidden messages.
Oh, yeah, no.
But yeah, so that was a big rumor that apparently 1975 was supposed to be featured,
Would've
but
been dope.
obviously never saw the light of day.
Yep. Sorry, Charlie, you're kicked the fuck off.
Yep.
You know?
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Exactly. Tell him.
Then we have Say Don't Go. Say Don't Go. According to the song's co-writer Diane Warren, her and Swift wrote the song in the last days of 2013 for 1989. On New Year's Day, they recorded an acoustic demo in Warren's office. Although Say Don't Go didn't make it on 1989, it was later recorded for Taylor's version, and then it was emailed to Warren only a few hours before 1989 Taylor's version came out.
Oh.
Yeah, so very secretive.
Very secretive.
Then we have Now That We Don't Talk. Again, nothing really too much on Now That We Don't Talk.
Now That We Don't Talk, and I know you're about to bring it up next. Is It Over Now?
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of put Is It Over Now, Now That We Don't Talk, and what's the one that they sent out of
the Woods.
Out of the Woods.
Yeah.
I kind of put them all in the same category. Like I feel like they could all have happened with the same person on the same day. You know?
Sure, 100%. Now That We Don't Talk was written and recorded towards the end of recording 1989 because of how late it was made and the record's creation. Taylor and Jack Antonoff couldn't get the production right at the time, so it was scrapped. She stated it was one of her favorite outtakes from 1989 and it was hard to leave it behind. And then when they were re-recording it, they had much more time to perfect the song's overall sound and production. Then we have Suburban Legends. Nothing about Suburban Legends, honestly.
Suburban Legends is good. It's totally grown on me. I think this is Dave's favorite song.
Yeah.
Or favorite off this vault.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it is very like storytelling. But I would say that I don't think Suburban Legends fits on 1989 at all. Like it's fine in the vault tracks, whatever, because there's not really anything. But if it had been on the original, it wouldn't have made sense to me.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And it definitely made sense to cut. And I think it's a perfect vault track.
Yeah, agreed.
And then last but certainly not least is It Over Now?
Yay.
Like you said, Is It Over Now was initially written as the closing track for 1989, but she noted that she sees Is It Over Now as a sister song to I Wish You Would and Out of the Woods.
Totally.
And due to the similarity in their sound, Is It Over Now was left off the album. Is It Over Now was widely speculated to be about Harry Styles, which seems to be suggested by the lyrics Red Blood, White Snow, Blue Dress on a Boat. And the Blue Dress on a Boat line kind of shook the world.
Yeah.
Because this refers to a famous paparazzi photo of Taylor on January 4th, 2013, sitting alone on a boat in the British Virgin Islands. And apparently...
This picture's so funny.
So funny. She's just like sitting there like, fuck my life.
Being like driven somewhere else, like away. Just like for real.
And
it's
apparently in the news cycle, everyone was saying that they had like a huge argument and she left on the boat.
Your new girl is my clone.
Yeah.
Harry at the time was like dating another blonde girl, like with bangs, I think.
Yeah,
So
he like brought her to like the British Virgin Islands for some like family party, and apparently they got into like a huge skerfuffle, and she left on the blue dress on a boat, and she infamously kind of wore a very similar blue dress in the Out of the Woods music video.
Yes.
So
and that same blue dress wore as she comes up from the grave in Look What You Made Me Do, Reputation.
Yes.
Which is, just a big... I love when she does that, when there's like a specific thing and then it all ties back. But without even knowing blue dress on a boat, the line that would come out years later. Yeah. That blue dress really...
iconic.
Something. I gotta know what happened in that blue dress.
And you know what I really want to know what happened too? Like, what happened to them getting hurt? Like, was it a snowmobile?
It was apparently it was a snowmobile accident. That's what she talks about it in Out of the Woods, where like 20 stitches in the hospital room, whatever. So in my
red blood, white snow.
Yeah, like in my head, if we're telling the story, it's like they're out, they're snow blowing, they get an accident, Harry's hurting himself, there's red blood, white snow, they go to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. 20 stitches in the hospital room. Yeah, it's like all happening at once, but it must have been a really traumatic thing.
Seriously.
For it to be written about like multiple times.
Well,
like,
and a snowmobiling accident is like nothing to take
No, that's
light
horrifying.
Of, you know?
Like, it actually scares me to think of Harry Styles and Taylor Swift on a fucking snowmobile. Like, you guys are two of the biggest stars in the world. You can't do that.
You have to be more
Get
safe.
off. Yeah, be safe.
Wear a helmet.
Stay safe. Yeah. Like, we need you guys. Like, you can't be... I'm sorry. Like, you became the most famous people in the world and you mean a lot to a lot of people. That means you can't snowmobile anymore.
Yeah,
okay?
Seriously.
Enough.
You gotta
stop. You've lost too many good ones.
Seriously.
We can't have that.
We can't lose two at one time.
No.
It's too much for the heart.
But thank you for the bangers.
Yeah, seriously.
that it produced.
Lynn, listen, I don't know if this is hot take, but after doing this whole thing, I'm like, Harry Styles, best muse of Taylor Swift's?
Could be.
Like, sneaky Matty Healy's definitely kind of throughout this
He's totally
album.
woven through, yeah.
But I think... we'll say maybe Matty Healy's like 2A because TTPD, or like 1A because like TTPD, best fucking album ever, and unfortunately that's
unfortunately
all Matty
it's
Healy.
mostly about him. Yeah.
So like Harry Styles, Matty Healy, kind of similar vibes.
Totally. The thing with the Matty of it all is like you are most inspired by, or it seems to me as a person from the outside, and for Taylor, that you're creatively inspired when you're like hurt or slighted or angry or whatever. Like, yeah, of course you can write love songs all day long, but like the depths of your soul come out when you've like experienced something traumatic. And I feel like 1989 was a good album that kind of showcased the fact that she had like grown up and was kind of entering these relationships where maybe there were situationships, maybe there were, there was a lot of learning that had to happen in that time, but it was more mature than just like schoolyard crushes and stuff. Yeah. And so, and it really, all that like came through. And I think that at that time, it just happened to be like a Harry or a Maddie or whoever else was waltzing around at that time who were teaching her these lessons. Yeah. And for that, I am thankful.
Yes.
But ultimately, you're, stars are just like us. Dealing with fuckboys that won't go away.
Dealing
literally
with
cockroaches.
decades-long situationships and...
certainly makes you feel seen.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that's 1989.
Woo!
The Pop Bible itself. What an amazing album. Honestly, like, after doing this I feel like every time we do these deep dives, I'm like, oh, this goes way more up in my ranking.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like... every album's so good, but 1989 again, just a generational run with
all these singles,
Blank Space, into Style, into Out of the Woods, into All You Have to Do Is Stay, into Shake It Off, into I Wish You Would, into Bad Blood, into Wildest Dreams, into How You Get the Girl, This Love. Like,
it's crazy,
unbelievable.
I'm going to look right now. I'm gonna try to find. I'm on the 1989 Taylor's Version Deluxe. Yeah, going down this list. I'm trying to see one. Like, what's one song we could take off this? I don't even know if I could do that. They are all...
Ooh, that's so
it might
hard.
be like Suburban Legends. Like,
if we can include Vault Tracks, I would definitely say Suburban Legends.
Suburban Legends, but
from
if
the
we
OG,
can,
I would maybe say... like, are we including Deluxe?
We can include Deluxe, yeah.
then I would say, I guess, New Romantics.
I guess so too,
You know,
right?
you would
And
either be New Romantics or
I think New Romantics for me.
How You Get the Girl. But I love How You Get the Girl, so I would say New
same.
Romantics, I guess.
But the other ones are just such bangers. Like you can't get rid of, like, Undisputed, cannot get rid of Welcome to New York. It sets the whole tone.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of Blank Space. Can't get rid of Style. Out of the Woods. All you had to do is stay. Shake It Off. I Wish You Would. Bad Blood. Wildest Dreams. How You Get the Girl. Yeah, I'm going to think about it. This Love. Can't get rid of it. I Know Places. Can't get rid of it.
Maybe it would be Bad Blood. Is that crazy to say?
It could be. Because
I
get
never
that, though.
loved that song.
Can't get rid of Clean.
And I know it's such a banger that like really like cements itself in 1989, but like I don't know, I've just never felt a connection to that song.
I understand that. Well, because maybe you weren't going through like a Bad Blood moment.
Yeah,
like that is one of those things where you listen to it and it's very clearly not about like guys. Like it's about
it's definitely
female
about, like,
friendships
female
and
friendship,
et cetera. And so if you're in that mindset, whatever, but those are not the songs that I'm like revisiting, like the female friendship ones.
Yeah,
but I mean, wow, what a just absolute banger. What a fun time to being involved with wow, I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Great time for it to come out.
Yeah.
And that's that.
And that's that. and that's all we need to say.
And that's all we need to say.
Yes.
All right. Thank you to Gia for finding all of that information. Where do you find? You go to the Taylor Swift Wikipedia,
Taylor
right?
Swift Wikipedia. I go to Genius.
Yes.
And then I always like double check to make sure that these are actual things.
Yeah.
But like sometimes like the links don't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Because it's also this is
old.
early internet days.
Yeah.
I bet it links back to a lot of like Tumblr, etc.
But like some of these
crazy
were
shit
like
that.
direct things from her, like on the Genius page. Like she like had like responses and stuff.
Oh shit,
so,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So
try to keep it as accurate as possible.
Has to be. Head into the oh my god, and what perfect timing actually, Gia, that we did this with Harry Styles' album coming out tomorrow.
Oh my god, yeah, perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
So listen to 1989 all day in preparation for our man's Harry. And now we can see him growing up after this, and we'll just keep it all in the family. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we hope you loved it so much. Next week, of course, we'll be back with voicemails, etc.
Yep.
We're out of shows to recap at the moment, so don't.
I know.
Traders is over. Tell Me Lies is over.
Yeah.
So we'll
need to find a new show.
Find something else. So if you guys have suggestions, feel free to drop them in there.
Maybe we could do The Bachelorette if you don't do Cutting Stems.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, that'd be great. Okay, cool. But until next week, we'll see you later.
Love you guys.